Today is the 22nd of September 2011. We are at the terrace at Beverwick Senior Housing. Sir, for the record, would you please state your full name and date and place of birth, please?
William Howard Ludeman.
Okay, and your date of birth?
October 17th, 1925.
And your place of birth?
Buffalo.
Did you attend school in Buffalo?
Yes.
And you graduated from high school?
Yeah.
And do you recall what year that was?
I believe it was 1943.
1943.
I
And
was drafted.
you were drafted into the service. So what branch were you drafted into?
The Navy.
All right. Now, where did you go for your basic training?
Boot camp was in...
Was it Sampson by chance?
yeah, that sounds right.
Okay.
Sampson?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, a lot of the guys from New York that went into the Navy went to Sampson for their boot training. Was that your first time away from home?
Yeah, I believe so.
And what was the training like?
See, that I don't remember.
All right. So you went through boot camp basically in the summertime, so it was pretty warm.
Yeah.
And once you completed your boot training, do you recall where you were sent next?
Let's see. Yeah, I was sent out to California, near San Francisco, place where they went before you went overseas.
Okay.
Forget what the camp was there.
Gee, I'm trying to think. It wouldn't have been the Presidio, was it, or?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It was an island.
All right. Yeah, that escapes.
San Francisco Bay or something.
Yes, yes. That escapes me right now. But anyway, did you get any kind of specialized training before you were shipped out to the Pacific?
I don't think so.
Okay, you didn't go to any schools after your basic training then? All right, well that's all right. Do you recall the name of the ship you were on?
The Cadmus, USS Cadmus.
All right.
It's a repair ship.
A repair ship. Okay, good.
That was in Norfolk, though, I think.
All right. And did you go from Norfolk to California, or I mean, through the canal and?
Yeah, I went to that place where you went before you got transferred overseas, near San Francisco.
Okay.
It was an island, I think.
Gee, it wasn't Treasure Island, was it?
Yeah.
Treasure Island? Okay.
Treasure Island.
All right. And you stayed on the same ship when you went overseas?
No.
All right,
We
well.
were in a convoy headed for Japan.
Okay, well you probably, if you headed overseas from the San Francisco area, you probably hit Hawaii first?
Oh yeah, Pearl Harbor.
All right. What was Pearl Harbor like around 1943?
Gee, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Did you stay on ship, or did you get to go ashore at all?
Go ashore.
Yeah.
And then And then we got in that, from there I shipped out, and we headed for Japan.
Okay, well,
And then we got, on the way there, we got delayed into an atoll for a couple of weeks.
mm-hmm.
And then they announced that they dropped the bomb and the war was
Oh,
over.
okay. So you went overseas very late in the war.
Yeah.
Now, when you were aboard ship, did you have a specific job?
Yeah, I was, seems to me I was a draftsman.
Okay. Did you have draftsman training in high school?
I think so, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. And do you recall stopping at any other islands besides Hawaii, like maybe Enewetak or Tinian, Saipan, Okinawa?
Okinawa. Yeah, when we left, headed for Japan, and then we got delayed, and when the war was over, then we got transferred to Okinawa, and then I went to China,
Oh, you went to China.
Tsingtao, China.
Okay.
It was they were building a naval air station there.
I see. And how long were you there for?
I'm not sure, maybe 6 months.
All right. What was your job there? Did you do draftsmanship work or
Yeah,
something
it was drafting.
drafting? Okay.
Mhm.
What did you think of China?
It was very interesting. It was
Mhm.
a lot like Chinatown.
Uh-huh. What were the people like? Were they friendly?
I believe so.
Mm-hmm. Did you get to try any of the Chinese food over there?
I imagine so, but
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure.
And what kind of billets did you have? Were you living in tents over there, or were you in a barracks of some sort?
Yeah, I believe it was a barracks.
Mm-hmm.
I think so, it was barracks, I think.
Did you get to do any flying over there? Did you go up in any aircraft at all?
No, I don't think so.
No? All right. Now, so you think maybe you were there for approximately 6 months or so?
I believe so.
Okay. Now, when you left there, obviously you came back on a ship?
Gee, I don't recall.
All right. Now, did you experience any kind of typhoons? Or,
Yeah. I'm not sure what they call it. I'm not sure it was a typhoon.
or a monsoon? Or
Mon
the monsoon season? Very heavy rains for days on end?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you suffer from any kind of tropical disease at all, like dengue fever or malaria, anything like that?
No.
No? Now, when they dropped the atomic bomb, of course this was before you went to China, was there a lot of celebration aboard ship? Do you recall?
Gee, I don't recall.
Mm-hmm. But just, you were probably really relieved that the war was over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How did you keep in contact with your family back home? Did you write a lot of letters?
Wrote letters, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. All right.
You know.
So, let's see, the war ended in August of '45, and if you were if you were over in China for approximately 6 months, probably you weren't discharged till about early 1946. Do you recall where you were discharged from?
No.
No? Most likely it was probably from out on the Pacific coast somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. Now you mentioned after the war you went back to school, the University of Buffalo.
Mhm.
Did you make use of the GI Bill?
Yes. I went under the GI Bill.
All right. Did you also use what they call, do you remember the 5220 Club? It was basically, you got $20 a week for 52 weeks once you got out of the service?
That I don't remember.
All right. Did you work while you were going to college?
I don't think so.
Okay. Once you completed your college, did you join the Navy Reserve or?
Yeah, I must have, because I was in the reserve all my time in the service. I was on a reservist on active duty.
Mm-hmm. And did you stay in the reserves for quite a long period of time? I guess you were an officer too, because you told me that the highest rank you held was lieutenant commander.
Yeah.
Were you called up at all for Korea?
Yes, I was. I was called back in for Korea.
And during the Korean War, what kind of job did you have with the military?
I believe it was program management with missiles.
Oh, really?
Talos missile systems.
Uh-huh.
We procured them from the contractor and then followed them to the shipyard. And they were installed on the ship and tested.
Okay, that sounds pretty interesting. Did you enjoy that type of work?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, did you get to go overseas at all during the Korean War? Or did you stay in the States?
I'm not sure.
All right. Now, did you put in enough time where you retired after 20 years?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So obviously you're drawing a pension from your service time.
Right.
Okay.
Actually, I have three pensions.
All right.
Civil service and the military and Social Security.
Okay. Now, did you work for New York State? You mentioned civil service.
The Navy.
The Department of the Navy.
Department of the Navy in Washington.
Oh, Washington.
Yeah. That's where I was for quite a while, I think.
How did you like living down in Washington?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Did you work at the Pentagon down there?
No, it was actually in the district, the Naval.
The Naval District down
Naval
there.
District.
All right. Now, along the way, did you get married at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any children?
Yes. I have 3 girls and a boy.
Oh, great. Any grandchildren?
Yeah, 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
They're all out in California, Thousand Oaks, California.
Oh, okay. Well, let me ask you, did you join any veterans organizations at all?
Oh, yeah. American Legion, the VFW.
Okay. Did you ever attend any ship's reunions at all?
No, I don't
No?
think so.
No. Did you stay in contact with anyone you were in the service with?
No.
No? How do you think your time in the service changed or affected your life?
That's the job I really kept up until I retired.
Mm-hmm. Do you think, had it not been for the service, do you think you still would have gone on to college?
I believe so.
Yes?
Well, I'm not sure if I could have afforded it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that the GI Bill was a godsend for so many veterans, because without that, so many of them would not have been able to go on to college. Well, is there anything else that we may have missed that you might recall and want to comment on?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I thank you so much for your interview.
I hope I knew something.
Oh, yes, yes.
But that memory is terrible.
Oh, well, that's all right. Well, thank you again, sir, for your service also.
Thank you.
Okay.